So I just wired this emergency disconnect up. So your hot water heater always requires one, and so does your heat pump outside. So, which I don't have a heat pump yet, but soon I will. But so here's my hot water heater. I ran 10-2 from the breaker panel, you know, a 30 amp 2-pole breaker, and I taped the neutral off with black electrical tape, which is required by code. And so this runs in here. Basically, I used backer board screws to actually mount this thing. So you yank this off. It's got two positions. One, when it's turned like this, it's on. When it's upside down, it's off. So, and you can see it on there. But then you yank the little plate off, and then you open this up. So you also have to put these little things on here. I don't really know what they're called. Little clamp things. They're like $1 or $2 a pack of 2 or 3. So not too bad. So then you tie your grounds in. You run 10-2 to the water heater itself. Do your little clamp mechanism. Super simple. Yeah, tie your grounds to the middle. Your line, which it says on the inside there, line. And so you run your white up here, black up here. These need to be taped off, which I don't have any electrical tape on me right now, so I'm not going to worry about it. But when I get the inspector out, then I'll have to do that before he passes it. And then from your water heater, which is the load, is on the outside. And that runs the hot water heater. And you want to, you know, whites on one side, you know, keep it color-coded. So line is a breaker panel. You know, that's the power source. And whatever you're trying to power is the load, which is on the outside. So it's just like GFI breakers, you know. Line is power source. Everything on the load side is actually going to be on a GFI circuit at that point. Whether you have 10 circuits after, everything will be on GFI. You know, that's connected down from load. So, yeah. So, line, load, color-coded, electrical tape around your neutrals because they're not neutrals anymore. They are hot. So, and then you just put your stuff back together. Yeah. And one last thing. Before you actually power this on, make sure that you fill your hot water heater with water, or else you'll burn the elements up. There's 2 elements. I don't know much about hot water heaters. I'm assuming the elements are probably knows. I've never done it before, replaced them. It's probably like 20, 30, 40 bucks. Not sure, but yeah, so make sure it's full of water before you turn the power on. And that's all I got. So then your disconnect on that other side, you run the 10-2 up through the floor, go through there. Every hole, when you change levels, you know, from crawl space to the first story to the second story, you have to put a fire caulk in there. And they have a couple types. One's like $5 a tube, one's $10. I use the $5 tube. It's like a dark gray color. The $10 tube's like red, but I just like the cheap stuff. So it runs through every 4 feet, whether you're traveling up the wall, you know, up the side of the stud or across. Every 4 feet, so 48 inches, you have to have a wire staple. And so I try to keep my wiring out of the way instead of running through the middle of the floor. You know, obviously you have to with, you know, like ceiling fans and lights and stuff. These are LED lights I did. But the 10-2 runs straight down, pretty much almost straight to the breaker panel. And it runs to the top. Try to keep everything clean. There's a couple I had to run sideways because there's not really much room in there. Which, on the face of that 2x4 right there, that top plate, which is a single, this is old construction. You know, well, the ceiling joists aren't, but so really you do a double. But so you need these nail plates right here. This is code, so when someone puts a sheetrock through, screw through, it won't get your wire. So you have to put that everywhere on each of them, which I had to buy more, obviously. Some's missing, and all that has to be lined with it as well for it to meet code. And then, yeah, you come through with one of the little connectors, and this is the breaker right here. 2-pole 30, which obviously the whole thing is dead. I don't have it hot yet. It's got to be hooked up at the street. So, but I take the neutral off. So a 2-pole 30, take neutral off. You know, if you have a gigantic water heater of some sort, then you might need a bigger breaker. But most residential, it's just a 2-pole 30, 10-2, and it works just like that. So